Good day, lads. Here at the Belgium Koi Show, standing at the vat of the Grande Champion. My name is Tiebo Jacobs. I'm from Koi Question, and next to me are my two sons, actually, really helping me out this weekend, doing the benching on Friday, doing the photography, filming, everything. So good to have the youth present. Chris and Mike asked me to explain to you a little bit about the choices the judges made. Well, I can't really speak for the judge on the judge's behalf, of course, but doing the journalism on these kind of events and writing about these fish, and actually this fish is very familiar for me. I can tell you something about the qualities of these koi fish. The Grande Champion is actually the Kohaku. It's the 4-step Kohaku. We call that Yondan Kohaku, which is like really highly appreciated to have such a nice stepped pattern on a fish. Kohaku is of course 2 colors, white and red, which makes it for some easy on the eye to judge, but whenever there are some mistakes or some minor things that are not entirely correct, these will stand out as well. So this fish is a let's look at the Grande Champion, right? This fish is a Sakai Fish Farm Kohaku. The bloodline is Magnum, and this fish has today won his 10th Grande Champion title in Europe. So his 10th Grande Champion title. I don't think any other fish ever did that. Not in the Netherlands, not in Europe, not in England, not in Japan.
How old is it?
The fish is now, it just got 11 years old, so it's in its 12th years, and this is, and then I get to the point, why the fish actually got the Grande Champion, because this fish, at this age, with this list of titles, still being able to present a fish in this shape at the Koi Show is magnificent. I mean, there is some really real competitions going on in this show. I spoke to the owner, I did a little interview with him. He said to me, this is probably one of the highly fought titles I have ever achieved with this fish. And that's because there's actually a Kohaku in this show that won Nagaoka Koi Show in Japan last year. And that fish won from 40 other Gosanke. Yeah? So you really need to bring something in order to beat that. So it for sure wasn't easy, but as we can see, and that's the cue here, of course the body is magnificent, but the body of the other fish are also very impressive. They maybe even be bigger, but this fish, through this size, Philippe, Poppa as is his name, really brought out 98% of this fish on the show. If he would have brought this fish in a condition of any less than 95%, it wouldn't have won the title. We can see that through the other decisions that the judges made as well. If we look at the Supreme Champion, which at first was a choice that you could like debate, is like because it's a Ginrin Showa actually, and there's like these really huge Kohakus and other fish there that you think, hey, and a Ginrin Showa actually wins this prize. Well, looking at that one and also looking at the Jumbo Champion A, for example, which is the biggest, beautiful fish. It's not a benching prize. It's just not just the biggest Gosanke, it's also from the biggest fish, the nicest one, except of course for the Grande Champion and Supreme Champion, since they are chosen first and then they don't compete for any other prizes anymore. But all these fishes that won the top prizes have a more than excellent skin quality. So although the body takes most points in a ZNA judging, almost like for 60%, it was the skin quality at this show that determined the winners. Well, look at the Kohaku, and I don't know whether you're all familiar with these languages, but first look at the body. Yeah, the body is magnificent. It has a very wide head. It isn't bulky behind the head. It has been more bulky in the past, but I really like the body shape now. So it has a really neat flowing bulge on both sides, which is, and it's completely equal. Very nice big pectoral fins, and it runs all the way to the back. It never gets steep in a way. It has a very nice flow, like how do you say it? Yeah, it's perfect as we like to see the fish. You could say I would like to see more length in it, which has the other Kohaku, the Grande Champion, the one at the Belgium Koi Show. But for this body type, you must be able to see fish for who they are. You cannot judge this fish with a different body type and say the body isn't worse, it isn't bad, or it is actually for what this fish can bring. It's the most optimum. It's perfect. Yeah. So we look at that as well. And with Z&A judging, you look at the koi and you give them like points and judge them, and then I believe it was between 3 fishes, and then the 2 was between the Supreme and the Kohaku, and then it won 10-2 votes. So there were 12 judges. Each one casts a vote on which one they think is the best for Grand Champion, and the Kohaku won 10-2. So that was pretty decisive in the end.
So when would you expect to see this koi again with the Dutch Koi Show?
Now I'm not sure, because that in the owner, because although we won many prizes and he really entered the fish in many shows, he didn't enter the fish for 2 years. Yeah, so we really let the fish take his ease, get back in shape, have some peace, and then after 2 years, bringing a fish back and taking Grand Champion again. I mean, that's amazing, right? That's why I'm cheering for this hobbyist, while he is showing really what koi keeping is all about, and he's right there now.
How's this, Philippe?
It's can we take a quick shot view of Philip? It's
Heb jij een overzicht van de majors gevallen? De nieuwe?
Nee, ik heb nog geen overzicht gekregen. Ja. En
Sensational, very, very good.
ja. Philip is a Belgian koi hobbyist. They're doing live on Facebook. I'm explaining for their thing. So what I was talking about, that Philip really shows what koi keeping is all about. Not just buying koi in Japan, putting them in a vat and win prizes. No, being able to put in a fish in a show again and again, win these prizes, then leave them alone for 2 years, take good care of them, bring them back, and then be the best again. I mean, that shows some skills, and that's an honorific, and that makes him an example for every hobbyist out there. And is
not just the koi.
yeah, and it's kind of his trademark to just always brings his fish in an optimum condition to the koi show. Like they're always sparkling in skin quality. We all would like to know his secrets. Maybe one day we will. Maybe one day we will. But as long as he's in the competitive mode, I don't think he's going to tell us the full 100. But we'll be happy with every one tip to just help the hobbyist perform. No, it's amazing.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. The Asagi, I very much like the Sanke. It's quite a new fish, isn't it? It's 6 years. Yeah, it's 6 years, but it shows it's Philip is a patient hobbyist, and yeah, you can see that this fish isn't finished yet. It has competed before, but I would say in 2 years, I'm very curious what you can establish with this Sanke in 2 years. Yeah, really magnificent. With the Asagi, something interesting is like it has a Ginrin effect. It's not actually classified as Ginrin because it's classified as Kado Jin, and Kado Jin isn't classified as Ginrin, while it's only on the edges. Kado also means edge, And what you normally see, which is why it isn't classified as ginrin, that when the koi grows, it fades. Catogin fades into the skin, leaving a silk glands, silk luster on the koi. But this one is already, what's the size? It's size 7, and it still has very clearly all of this catogin. So, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that remains, and that, yeah, it just makes the koi extra special.
What is the age of this? How old?
Yeah. The Asagi is 5 years old, and furthermore, why it's astonishing is like has a very clear head. It has almost no shimmies, meaning the small red, black dots, which is very common for Asagi to develop in Europe, because our water is way harder, and it shows it's from a good. Is it Kataoka, which is the bloodline, or? Kataoka or Vada? Nah, Kataoka, yeah, it is Kataoka, which has a very pure bloodline for Asagi. So yeah,
Sakai.
Yeah. The Sanke you said, Beppu Fish Farm? What? Yeah. Yeah, Beppu Fish Farm is quite a young breeder. He learned at Matsuwa, I think. At Sakai also as well. All right, I thought he also worked at Matsuwa, but
How big were the fish when you bought these? Were they same size, this size, 1 year, 2 years? Old.
Yeah. Chris is asking how old the fish were when Philip bought them.
All different.
Like they're all different ages, and most of the times I think Philip, because I know him for quite a while, he just he buys them 4 years, 5 years. Doesn't often buy Nisai, but yeah. But as I said, he brings them up. He grows them at his pond. I think he has a 60,000 liter pond, and yeah, they're kind of changing, but at normal circumstances he's only keeping 13 kois at 60,000 liters. So that's the secret of keeping koi as well, you know. It's just not overdoing it, not making it a mass fish population. But yeah, you're only keeping 13 fish on a regular basis on 60,000 liter water, right? Yeah.
16,000 litres, so yeah, not a big one.
Yeah.
Do you use a drum filter? Yeah. Do you use moving bed and showers? Yes. Okay, yeah. Well, that's something we're going to look at. We use moving bed. We're going to look to ignore Grande Champion.
Yeah. Well, the sumi on that Showa is also very special. Like it's like Sanke sumi on a Showa, to my opinion. I mean, I would say, what you say it is a Showa, or what you say? Yeah. It got benched as a Sanke, right? Yeah. So here you go. Even I got almost fooled. If you watched that Showa, yeah, to me. To you, probably it's black is black, but I just recognized it that this type of sumi is actually you see on a Sanke. Not by the patterns, I mean, because they actually are almost Showa patterns like, but by the intensity of the black of the sumi is different in Sanke bloodlines than in Showa bloodlines. Yeah, but it's a very special one. It's got adult champion, right? Yeah. It's the adult champion, which means it's the best fish in sizes 6-7, I believe. Yeah, but adult champion is like 2 sizes combined. Yeah. So very unique, and you can see if you as a hobbyist can bring a vat like this together. I mean, it's just amazing. And it's not that this guy is filthy rich or anything. It's just pure passion. And over the years, he built this his pond with koi and slowly improve, like selling one, creating a little budget for another. We spoke to each other on many events of all this. He's got, I just told you, we got 10 victories with this Kohaku, but in total he's got 16 Grand Champions, a lot of, and then some Supreme and Matures. He's like, it's crazy it's a crazy achievement for a hobby, and I mean, he inspires a lot of hobbyists with his fish every time again. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes he doesn't win a prize. It's not that he always wins the prize, but yeah, often he does because he brings the best fish. But he knows what winning is, he knows what losing is, and but he definitely knows what it is to inspire other hobbyists, and I think we can be all thankful for that. Do you want to look at the Supreme Champion as well or something and walk over there? Yeah? Is the audio good and stuff?
I can't hear it. It's finished.
Okay, should we just walk over there and go there? Okay.